belt twice. Got 2 real belts at home. Yeah, no one can ever say I wasn't a champion, but right now I cannot be content with that, and I absolutely believe it, 100%. Especially with how crazy this game is, how big of a fan I am, how many like unpredictable things have happened. I can absolutely knock Ilia Topuria out on the White House lawn.
How do you know that?
Because I know how crazy this game is. I know the power I possess. I know the skills that I have.
He
I know
possesses
how
a lot of power.
Of course, he could knock me out also.
Right.
But there's no way to find out, and I also will. I just want the chance.
You want him?
Of course.
That's right.
Yeah, he's a champion. He's a champion. He finished Volkanovski, finished Holloway. If I could do it, it will be the best script. Then I will believe this is all simulation. 100%. Because that was really crazy. And that's what I'm here for.
So that whole drama between KT and Paddy Pimblett wrapped up, and now everyone's talking about something completely different. All the buzz centers on this upcoming White House event, and who's going to be the main attraction. One matchup keeps popping up in every conversation, Ilia Topuria going head-to-head with Justin Desi. What makes this even more interesting is how Ilia just recently started his training camp.
And a big hit for Paramount. I think that's exactly what they want to see, but I will say this, I do worry about Gaethje a little bit. I think he's starting to slur his words a little bit. I think he's taking a little too much punishment. And the Ilia Topuria fight will be a disaster. It's almost guaranteed. Topuria is not Paddy Pimblett. He hits like a truck. He's going to stay in the pocket. And it looks like, based on the way Paddy took those punches, that Ilia will be able to navigate through that. I just think that's a disaster.
Justin opened up about what's coming next for him. He was honest about taking some serious head trauma in his last fight. He kept bringing up that June White House event and how much it meant to him. The way he sees it, stepping into that octagon represents his entire country, and that's not something he takes lightly. As long as his body can still handle the punishment, he's planning to be on that card. It's like asking someone if they need a vacation when they're already planning their next adventure.
Anything broken after?
I mean, I definitely need some time off. He's fucking rocked my brain a couple times, and the only thing we have over the more dangerous sports, which is boxing and football, is we get to take time, and so I will do that. But the White House is in June, and I represent this country. I represented it tonight, and I hope to be obviously. Look at the position and the opportunity they just gave me here. There's no way they're keeping me off that card unless I'm dead.
When someone brought up Ilia Topuria's name, Justin's whole demeanor shifted like he was staring down an old ghost. But he didn't back down from it. He agreed that bringing those belts together made perfect sense, saying that's exactly why he's still grinding right now. The thing is, he talked about it like it was something he had to do rather than something he wanted to do. If Ilia decides to come back, that's the fight everyone wants to see.
He was here earlier and he said, look, I think the unification fight is next. The Ilia won't fight anybody else. Like, do you have a message for Ilia if that's the next fight?
Can't wait. It's what I got here for. That's what we do. And of course, that's what I believe the next fight is, unless he's not back.
Listen, given how popular Ilia's become and just the method of victory he's had and your style of fighting, and add those two to the White House, how big do you think that fight could be between you two?
I mean, if I had any bit of a personality, it'd be fucking huge. But I just can't. I can't lie. I can't exaggerate. It's what I do. It's who I am. It's who my parents taught me to be. But I mean, there's no doubt it'll be the best. One of the best fights that they could definitely put on. It'll be for an undisputed belt, and I think they want to have 6 or 7. Whatever. They want to have as many as possible. So if he's not back by then, they will strip him, and I will be undisputed, and then I'll fight.
Justin Gaethje talked about Ilia Topuria like their showdown was already signed and sealed, not some pipe dream he was chasing. What's really telling is how Justin keeps saying that June White House moment was basically his mental preparation for facing Ilia, and that vision never left his head. He sees this potential matchup as the driving force behind everything he's been working toward, and why he's still putting himself through this punishment.
Justin,
You want another kick?
Ilia Topuria. No, I got something better than another kick.
Okay.
Ilia Topuria says he's back.
What you think about that?
He better be, because I'm supposed to fight him in June on the White House card.
Uh-oh.
That's who I'm fighting.
Oh, that's who you want.
That's who I have to have. That's why I fought for this thing.
That's why he fought for the damn thing. Y'all heard it. Topuria, Gaethje, let's make it happen.
Go.
UFC on Paramount Plus. We appreciate y'all. Stay tuned.
White House in June.
Luke Thomas made a really important point about Justin versus Ilia that went way beyond trash talk and social media drama. He focused on what he sees as a massive skill gap at the very top of the division right now. When he looked at how Ilia carries himself, he sees someone operating on a completely different level of confidence, not the kind that comes from desperation or proving something. Knowing the conflict's close,
People who we've been kind of dancing around this whole time, which is who I think are the two best lightweights in the world. Let's start with, you know what? Let's start with the champion himself. Here's a tweet from Ilia Topuria, I'm guessing to Patty, obviously. Quote, "Hey, little sausage. The only thing you had to do was beat a 38-year-old guy." By the way, you can just, if you say that in Topuria's voice, all you had to do was just beat a 38, like you're comparing him to like any guy off the street who happens to be 38. Like the disdain with which he is treating Gaethje is remarkable. He says, "You just lost the biggest paycheck of your life. You were going to get rich if you won. Justin, all I can say is congratulations. And I'd like to tell you to get ready, but you're screwed no matter what." I got to tell you, Ilia Topuria from the top rope. I love this.
Luke broke down Justin's situation, and he gets what makes Justin special: his heart, his durability, his legendary status, and his willingness to scrap with anybody who steps up. But he also suggested that those qualities might not be enough right now. When you're looking at someone like Ilia, where heart and toughness can only take you so far.
Okay, I have a lot of issues with basically everything Ilia Topuria has said over the last 2 years. Not this one. Like, this is exactly right. Like, you got beef with that dude, and you can dunk on that dude. Like, that is a okay thing to do. You know, I do think he also lost the biggest payday of his life. I think it's better for his career if he beats Patty than Gaethje. But like, I totally understand dunking on him right now. And yeah, I mean, the most likely outcome is that he blows the doors off Justin.
What made Luke's breakdown so sharp was how he separated the entertainment value from the actual fight odds. He wasn't saying Justin would just fold immediately or anything like that. He still thinks the outcome isn't completely predetermined, but in his mind, Ilia has more ways to win this thing and better control over when and how those moments happen. With Justin kind of caught between different stages of his career right now.
Well, okay, let's be clear about this. And I said this a long time ago when people were like, "Oh, what about Patty versus Ilia?" And I was like, brother, I mean, if you wanted to end Patty's career, you set him up with Ilia. Ilia would turn him into ash. You know what I mean? I mean, just absolutely Medusa him, turn him into fucking stone with what he would do. I think Gaethje would be a little bit more competitive and would certainly put up more of a fight, but I don't think his chances are great either, which then brings us to a more interesting consideration, namely, what about Arman Tsarukyan, the kind of odd man out here who, one way or the other, probably should have been in this bout.
Just one more. This week's reality check is simple. That's what happens when these opportunities actually materialize.
Kudos to Justin. He showed real toughness. Unlike others, he will step up and fight me. Respect. So Fiziev's response to Justin's bout was quite straightforward. For him, the biggest observation was Justin did not appear like
moving like he was stuck in quicksand, almost like he wasn't fully prepared for that pace of violence. The warning signs around his neck area suggest Justin might not have fully recovered, or maybe he did.
The fight between Justin Gaethje and Paddy Pimblett the last couple of days.
It's a good fight. It's a good fight. I'm happy for Justin, and I'm surprised. I'm surprised how he not in shape in this fight, honestly, because on the first round he start this fight very slow. He's very slow. He look like he sick, you know, not in shape. I think if he gonna be same shape like I fight him in London, he gonna finish Paddy first 2 rounds. I don't think he really 100% shape on this fight. I see his neck, maybe a staph infection. Yeah, look like, yeah. And Paddy, yeah, I'm sure he make me surprised. His head is really
facing.
He really wasn't feeling that matchup, with his age being a huge factor in his concerns. Getting close to 38 with slower starts becoming obvious doesn't mix well when you're facing someone as quick and explosive as Ilia. He described it as a dangerous stylistic nightmare, especially if the fight stays on the feet. Even though MMA has certain unpredictable elements, his main point was pretty solid when talking about Justin's situation.
Like, how do you think he does against Ilia? Because obviously it looks like that's going to be the fight. That's going to be next.
It's I don't want this fight, honestly. Yeah, because bro, he's almost 38 years old now, and if we look how he in shape in this fight, he looked not so good. And fight against Ilia on stand-up, no wrestle, boxing, man, that's dangerous for him, very dangerous for him. And Ilia, he's like, he can turn off the lights very easy, like, but it's MMA, I know, I understand this MMA, like, everything can change it, like, every second, but still, it's for Justin, like, honestly, I don't want to see.
What really jumped out from the late-night MMA analysis was how the timing of this fight just feels wrong. You watched that chaotic battle and couldn't see the sharp, focused version of Justin that you'd want heading into a fight with Ilia. Justin's heart and determination for the fight was never in question, but having to absorb that kind of punishment just to get through his fight with Paddy, having to survive such a grueling war like that.
In their last fight. And as for the last fight, what's next for Justin Gaethje? Bro, imagine like you go to, like, I couldn't stop thinking about it, dude. Like, he went to war with Paddy Pimblett to earn the right to get slimed by Ilia Topuria. And that's not an exaggeration. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm happy that Justin Gaethje won. I picked him. I'm a big fan of him. He is literally going to get folded by Ilia. When Ilia gets in the cage and is like, I loved her, Justin. I really did love her, you know? Like, what are you supposed to do in that situation, bro? You're getting folded, dude. You are genuinely getting folded. I'm sorry, bro. Ilia Topuria by KO inside 2 rounds. If Ilia Topuria wants to take him down and sub him, he will. I do not see a world.
If Justin Gaethje pulls off this victory, there's still a massive problem with Justin's age. That late-night MMA highlighted. He sees someone who's been through countless wars, and that damage becomes really apparent in striking heavy battles. Even against Ilia, there's no way around it. This is exactly where Ilia does his best work. The main worry was Justin's continued dependence on raw power and willpower for his comebacks, knowing Ilia would target this vulnerability with his proven skills.
It'd be really funny if Justin Gaethje won, and I think it'll be a crazy moment for the United States of America. This might be a top 5 American moment ever if Justin Gaethje wins this shit, but I don't think he does. I think he genuinely gets folded up by Ilia Topuria, but this is the fight that you have to make next. I mean, I think maybe there could be a timeline, and maybe this is what I would rather see. And let me know if I'm being fucking delusional. If I was in charge of the UFC matchmaking, I would say, no, dude. Ilia, you're going to fight Islam Makhachev now because we want to see that money fight as opposed to you destroying Justin Gaethje. You know what I'm saying? And we get Justin versus Arman for the vacant light.
On top of that, he described this whole situation as a terrible risk-reward setup. Justin wins a brutal war, putting his body through hell. There's basically zero margin for error here. Ilia is younger, more explosive, and hits just as hard or harder, but with better technique. From that angle, it looked like Justin earned the right to walk into the most dangerous possible striking match with hardly any upside if things go sideways fast. When Dana White talked about Joe versus Ilia, he didn't mince words about it. He said straight up that it's a dangerous fight because both guys hit incredibly hard. Then he started thinking about the preparation rather than just the matchup itself. Dana mentioned the fight really comes down to how Justin trains and gets ready. Ray Longo's concern for Justin wasn't about his opponent, but about which version of Justin would actually show up to fight. These kinds of battles always extract a personal price. Longo's worry gets worse when this mentality faces someone like Ilia, who won't back down, break, or crack under intense pressure. Ilia loves those close-range exchanges, and turning a pocket war into bravery becomes real danger. What gives Longo's perspective more weight is that he wasn't being negative. He clearly appreciated the fight and understood why the UFC was pushing it. But entertainment value doesn't equal smart career move. Justin remains dangerous, still powerful, but this fighting style's damage keeps accumulating. Putting him against Ilia right now feels less thoughtful for someone who's already sacrificed so much. That's why he sees this match as problematic, not because of Justin's skills, but because the timing feels off. When you look at Ilia versus Justin, it's a completely different kind of fight. Ilia doesn't need chaos to win, he just needs one perfect moment. His timing, power, and precision make this match more dangerous for Justin than Paddy ever was. Justin can absorb damage, but Ilia doesn't throw anything without purpose. If he connects clean, everything can shift instantly. At the same time, Justin also brings serious power. He's been in wars, knows how to find openings, and understands how to pull opponents into bad positions. That's where Ilia would face his real test. It comes down to a battle between precise fight-ending shots and relentless pressure that just won't stop. Drop your thoughts in the comments about this one. Who takes it, Ilia or Justin, and how does it go down?